Hello friends, as you have seen that I am giving you handwritten notes of BBA and LLB. So like, comment and subscribe my channel so that you can watch my latest videos. In the previous video, I have explained what is pledge in Indian Contract Act and difference between bailment and pledge and their exceptions. Exceptions where a person other than owner can pledge the goods. And in today's lecture, I will explain rights of the pawnee and the pawner. The students who are watching my today's video, they must watch my previous video so that they can understand what is pledge, and don't skip the video, because if you skip the video, then you cannot understand the lecture. So let's start today's lecture. In today's lecture, we will study rights of the pawnee and the rights of the pawner. So, there are three rights of the pawnee in Indian Contract Act 1872. First right is right to retain the goods pledged. This is explained under section 173 and 174 of Indian Contract Act 1872. Second is right to recover extraordinary expenses incurred by him. This is explained under section 175 of Indian Contract Act. Third is right of suit to procure the debt, etc. and sale of pledged goods under section 176 of Indian Contract Act 1872. So, first is right to retain the goods pledged. According to section 173 of Indian Contract Act, the pawnee may retain the goods pledged not only for payment of the debt or for the performance of the promise, but for the interest of the debt and for all necessary expenses incurred by him in respect of the possession or for the preservation of the goods pledged. Therefore, section 173 enables the pawnee to retain the goods pledged to him for payment of the debt or the performance of the promise, the interest of the debt, and all the necessary expenses incurred by him in respect of the possession of the goods pledged with him or for the preservation of the goods pledged. There is one example of section 173. A has pledged his jewelry to bank for taking loan. A failed to repay loan. Bank can exercise lien. Next is section 174. Pawnee to retain the goods for debt or promise for which goods pledged. The pawnee shall not, in the absence of the contract to that effect, retain the goods pledged for any debt or promise other than the debt or promise for which they are pledged, but such contract, in the absence of anything to the contrary, shall be presumed in regard to subsequent advances made by the pawnee. Section 174 makes it clear that the pawnee shall not retain the goods pledged for any debt or promise other than the debt or promise for which they are originally pledged. It means pledgee has a right of particular lien. Section 174 has exception to the general rule that where there is a contrary contract between the parties, then the pledgee can retain the goods pledged for any debt or promise other than the debt or promise for which they are pledged. However, such contract may be expressed or implied, but such contract, in the absence of anything to the contrary, shall be presumed in regard to subsequent advances made by the pawnee. Therefore, for any subsequent advance given by the pledgee, goods of original debt can be retained. There is one example. A has pledged his jewelry to bank for taking loan of rupees 5 lakh at the rate 10% per annum. The contract provided that in case A takes second or subsequent loan, the jewelry will act as security for that second or subsequent loan. A takes second loan of rupees 2 lakh and fails to repay it. The bank can use lien against the jewelry. Next right is right to extraordinary expenses. The pawnee is entitled to receive from the pawner extraordinary expenses incurred by him for the preservation of the goods pledged. This is explained under Section 175 of Indian Contract Act. It is important to note that Section 175 does not entitle the pawnee to right of lien for extraordinary expenses, as section uses the word receive and not retain. Section 175 talks about the discretion of the pawnee to incur extraordinary expenses. It does not insist on the incurring of extraordinary expenses by the pawnee, and in case the pawnee does not incur, he would not entitled to recover. Third right is right to sue to recover the debt, etc., and sale of the pledged goods. This right explained under Section 176 of Indian Contract Act. If the pawner makes default in payment of the debt or performance at the stipulated time or the promise in respect of which the goods were pledged, the pawnee may bring a suit against the pawner upon the debt or promise and retain the goods pledged as a collateral security, or he may sell the thing pledged on giving the pawner reasonable notice of the sale. If the proceeds of such sale are less than the amount due in respect of the debt or promise, the pawner is still liable to pay the balance. Section 176 confers two distinct rights on the pawnee. The rights of the pawnee are right to sue, right to sell the goods, right to recover the balance. Right to sue. The pawnee may bring a suit against the pawner upon the debt or promise and retain the goods pledged as a collateral security. In this, if the pledged goods have been lost or damaged due to the fault of the pawnee, he will lose his claim against the pawner to that extent. There is one example of right to sue, that A pledged his goods to B, who failed to take due care of the goods as are required by Section 151 of Indian Contract Act, and the goods were lost. Here B cannot sue A. Next is right to sell the goods. Section 176 confer on the pawnee the right to sell the goods pledged on giving the pawner reasonable notice of the sale. Therefore, the pawnee has right to sell the goods, but essential requirement of notice of sale to the pawner must be fulfilled. Next is right to recover the balance. Under Section 176 provides that where the proceeds of such sale are less than the amount due in respect of the debt or promise, the pawner is still liable to pay the balance. If the proceeds of the sale are greater than the amount so due, the pawnee shall pay the surplus to the pawner. The pawnee, while exercising the right to sell the goods pledged, must act as a man of ordinary prudence. He must not only give a reasonable notice of his intention to sell the goods, but also all the incidences of the sale. Next is rights of the pawner, or we can say rights of the pledger. Under Section 177 of Indian Contract Act, it is explained. If a time is stipulated for the payment of the debt or performance of the promise for which the pledge is made, and the pawner makes default in payment of the debt or performance of a promise at the stipulated time, he may redeem the goods pledged at any subsequent time before the actual sale of them, but he must in that case pay in addition any expenses which have arisen from his default. In Indian Contract Act 1872 does not place any time limit for redemption. The pawner may redeem the pledged goods even at any subsequent time before the pawnee has made an actual sale of them. The right of redemption is extinguished only when the pawnee makes an actual sale of them. There is one point more, that where there is any increase in the goods during the period of the pledge, the pawner has right to take back with the goods pledged with increase. So with this we have finished rights of the pawner and the rights of the pawnee. Now we have finished this chapter. So if you like this video, then like, comment and subscribe my channel.